Is that your Let the Bodies Floor song?
That's right.
Yeah.
Do not attempt to adjust your programming.
Don't do it.
You are now listening
Oh, we're
to...
so clear. It's like we're getting back to be professional. Except for don't talk over the intro music. Pressing the buttons on the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
It's that time again.
That's right. We're back.
Oh my god, Peter. I have a brilliant idea.
What's your brilliant idea?
Let the music finish. We should become pro wrestling announcers.
Yeah, that would be cool. You know what? It's really funny because I was watching. Ryan did a wrestling event. I did a wrestling event this past weekend as well, and I was thinking actually the same thing. I was watching these guys like talk about wrestling. I was like, dude, Ryan and I could do that, and
Be funny.
yeah. And you know what's it's kind of funny now is that Colby, Carter's dad, my stepson Carter, Colby's his father. He's now like been doing 2 shows in a row. He's been doing the hype man guy, right?
All right.
Yeah. So he did it again this past one. So I can think it's probably going to continue is my guess. But you have the hype guy, and then you have the guys that are just like talking over everything in the background. Which, dude, these last 2 guys, which I don't want to fault them at all. It was really funny. I get it, with Carter being in wrestling now, like, dude, I get to see all this behind the scenes shit, and they're like, dude, no one knew what was going on, and like we didn't know who was even coming up, and so like, and the guy that has all the information is nowhere to be found, so the show's like kind of going, and Colby's up there kind of fumbling around. The 2 announcers were up there just like, I'm really excited to see what the next match is. Where is the guy? So the whole time I was like, man, Ryan and I could have bullshitted way better than this. Like, talk about other shit, You don't just have to keep like, where's our guy?
Yeah.
So,
maybe we just need to start learning our moves, get some history down. I am. We've been on microphones since freaking 10 years, so
absolutely.
I'm not afraid to be in front of a crowd and talk shit about what's going on.
Yeah, what I've learned, Ryan, though, is that if you show up enough to these events, eventually you probably just get asked to do something. So, if we show up enough, we might be announcing one day.
That's the plan, right? It's so true. Like, they're even starting to like recognize me just being in the crowd. Like, I saw a couple people at the beer stat brawl that they do on Fridays, and like I had noticed some people in the crowd, and I was like, "Hey Jaeger, that's a wrestler. Hey Jaeger, that's a wrestler."
Yeah.
And our mutual Anaya, he saw me in the crowd and pointed it out, and I was like, "Dang, this is getting cool."
Yeah.
Who knows? What if B Movies Beyond just turns into
a wrestling podcast?
The future may be told. I still actively talk shit under a wrestling podcast name on Twitter every single day of my life. So,
is that podcast still going?
No, I haven't.
You just use Twitter.
Oh, and I'm an asshole on it too because, like, I'll just find something. I'm like, you're an idiot. This is wrestling. Like, come on, it's not real life. But
yeah,
it can be real life. And then we can have a voice. The voice for the voiceless of Primos.
Oh, man.
Fill him in, Peter. Carter. Holy shit.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to start talking to Joey about it and be like, hey, if you ever need a spot fill, Ryan and I can do it.
I'm 100% in.
All right.
100% in. Yes.
Let's start practicing.
What if we sneakily have a rejuvenate a wrestling podcast?
Dude,
I'm watching wrestling right now.
Every single time. That's the only bad thing about doing this remote is that you're constantly distracted by wrestling.
And it's funny because we usually record Wednesdays, so that's AEW, but today is NXT, and dude, this weekend, Peter, if you have a chance, watch NXT, WWE NXT, and AAA. Worlds Collide. It's the Lucha Libre from Mexico, like their biggest one, versus WWE. It's on YouTube. It's totally free. It's one of the best best live premium events I've watched. Like, and Money in the Bank was on later, and this was still better.
Anything with luchadors, dude, they are insane.
Nate got kicked in the head.
Yeah, Nate got kicked in the head by one. Nikki's husband, Nate.
I got a rosary from one.
Dude, they are nuts. Like we were talking about, like, dude, we would love it if Carter got to train with them, because Carter has some hops, man, and if he could train with them, like, oh, that'd be so cool. But dude, I might have to just tune in for a little bit. Like, how do you find it on YouTube? This is a plug for them on our podcast.
They don't need it. They've already had 2 million views on it.
Okay.
Just go to WWE's channel and then find Worlds Collide, and they have the entire show on there. Dude, luchadors from Mexico and the talent that's in WWE, they just matched flawlessly, and you're gonna love the women's matches. They only had one, but there's a girl on there, Stephanie Vecker. She's the hottest shit in wrestling right now, and she wrestled 3 times this weekend. Big SmackDown, the Lucha one, and Money in the Bank. This girl's a machine, and I missed a lot of it on Saturday because I was doing stuff too. But like it being on YouTube, I was able to watch it Sunday. And
nice.
You know, Carter reminds me a little bit of a little Hardy Boys. He also reminds me of this new up and comer who's young. He's like 20-something years old. His name's Javon Evans. And he said Carter has hops. So does Javon Evans. And dude, if Carter could skill himself after like this professional, he's gonna go far super quick. And that's what we're here for, dude. I love watching his first 2 matches. He's had 3 down. He has a really big one coming up on the 29th. Let's give him a little plug on there. The Fly Boys. Did they have a hand signal? Did they do a little Fly Boy?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the other way though. Yeah. Well, haven't this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. Like, so. I don't know. That's so much fun about wrestling. Like, it's just like everyone's booing and cheering, and there was a lot of boos this last time. This last match, man, they're going against Hunter Gray, which everyone should just look this guy up because he is humongous, and Carter is not. Actually, all of them, man. It was 3 against 1, man. That's how you could tell it. This guy is just gigantic. He took all of them on without any problems, and it was such a fun match.
If Nikki saw him, would she go, Jesus Christ?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the best reaction. Just hearing her in the back, Jesus, she said effing Christ. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's big. I forgot Marlon's that big. Or Bishop.
Oh, dude. Yeah, Bishop.
He goes by Bishop,
Marlon Bishop, the enforcer, man, if he ever went against Hunter Gray, which it's probably happened before, but that'd be a match. But Ryan, we're not a wrestling podcast yet.
I know. You're going to be telling me updates. You're going to be like, we got to record after NXT. I'm like, dude, it's like 10 o'clock at night.
That's right. Wait, let's get into our quick question, huh?
I love it. Let's talk some movies and TV shows and shit.
I was going to say, and beyond.
And beyond. Should we change podcast name?
I have so many questions!
B movies and some shit.
Some wrestling.
That's the beyond. Peter, yeah.
I couldn't remember your question from last time, didn't we? We postponed something, right?
Yeah.
If you don't remember, I got something queued up, though.
Weren't we gonna talk about our favorite at some? Well, let's transition. Let's segue into this. I'll. This is off the top of my head. What's your favorite movie from a professional wrestler?
Ooh.
Now, some choices you have.
Okay. I didn't know this multiple choice.
Hulk Hogan is an actor.
Yes.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Kane. You have John Cena. You have The Miz. You have...
Wait. Okay, hang on. Back up. Sorry. Stone Cold Steve Austin. What did he play in?
Oh, he's been in The Longest Yard.
With Adam Sandler? Yeah, okay.
With Adam Sandler. He did his own independent movie. What was it? It was so WWE had a movie studio. They still might, but The Condemned. He was in The Condemned.
Okay, I was gonna say The Condemned. I was curious about that, but yeah, I remember WWE, dude, when they had like the Marine, like they were doing all those movies. John Cena. I think Condemned was one of those movies.
He was in The Expendables.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in The Expendables, like one of the bad henchmen guys.
See, I always get confused with Goldberg.
Goldberg surprisingly hasn't done a lot of movies.
But wasn't he in our movie, our Santa Slays?
Yep. He was.
Yeah.
Okay, so Goldberg's another one. Of course, The Rock and Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Same person. Did you guys know that?
What?
Yeah.
Breaking news. The more you know.
The more you know. Where is that? Let's see. What else was Goldberg in? He was in not that much. Here we go. Universal Soldier: The Return. He was in Ready to Rumble. He was in The Longest Yard too.
Wait, there was a second one?
No, The Longest Yard as well.
Oh, yeah, you already said that. Oh, The Longest Yard. Okay.
Him and Stone Cold were in it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Batista is making movies. Let's keep it to them because I mean, Macho Man was in Spider-Man, but let's kind of go lead actor.
Lead actor. Well, that changes things. If you do lead actor,
no, let's take out the lead actor part. Let's just talk because we need to refine that. We'll go forever about trying to find a lead actor movie.
Yeah. So you're just saying the best movie that a wrestler has been in, like out of all those.
Your favorite, not the best.
My favorite.
Yeah, because a lot of them suck.
Dude. Okay, so I think Dave Bautista comes to mind just because of all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Okay.
Dude, his portrayal of Drax is just phenomenal. Oh, yeah. What are we jamming out to?
Wow.
So professional here. Yes. I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 might be... I don't know. It's been in my head for a long time now. And again, Drax is just phenomenal in all the movies and even the Avengers. Like, dude, he's just so good. Dave Bautista goes even further. Like, I can think of a lot of movies I really enjoy with him in it.
I like your choice. I think Dave Bautista is sneakily like one of the best actors out there. I love that he's not afraid to take on silly roles. And they all have done it. The Rock, John Cena have went through their silly phase.
Yeah.
But he's taken the horror route too. Dude, Bautista's been in Blade Runner 2049.
Yep.
He's been in freaking Army of the Dead. He was in he's been in Dune.
Yeah, he was in Dune. He was in that M. Night Shyamalan, Knock at the Cabin? Knock at the Door?
Cabin, yep.
Something like that, yeah.
Glass Onion. And he's one of those actors where you're like, dang, he's really... Oh, shit. Batista was a wrestler for a good period of time.
I know. The only thing I don't like is, like, now he's, like, not a wrestler. He's like so skinny now.
Yeah,
which
he's lost.
Didn't he learn anything from Dwayne Johnson when he got all skinny? Like, dude, his career just crashed. So we'll see what happens.
Just got to do some steroids, you know.
That's true. Bulk back up.
Oh, dude, he was in that movie, The Last Showgirl. I can list Batista movies. I think Batista.
Dude.
I agree with you on that. I love the Rock movies, but I also hate the Rock movies because he's just the Rock. Batista could be someone else.
I agree, and I also think the Rock can be like, dude. We saw that trailer last time we recorded with what is it called? The Machine? No, what's it called?
Oh, the MMA fighter. I think it was the Machine.
Something Machine. I don't think it's just called the Machine, but dude, I think that might be the time. This might be the movie where like, holy shit, that was the Rock, because I do think he can act. You know, I think about Be Cool. Actually, I just saw a little clip from it when he was like doing the scene from Bring It On, which is hilarious, dude. If you haven't seen The Rock in Be Cool, you need to, because he is so fucking funny in that movie. And it's like so unexpected because it's very early on in his career. And that was fantastic. So I do think he can act, but he kind of like, he switched gears, dude. And he just went to like, all right, I'm just going to be a meathead in all my movies. That's what he's going to do.
My favorite The Rock movie, he was in it for like 2 seconds, but The Other Guys.
Oh, yeah.
He was fantastic in Pain and Gain. Central Intelligence, he was funny. He had a moment, a part of his career with Kevin Hart and made good movies. The Smashing Machine is the one that you're thinking about.
That's it.
And I think he's starring and producing a horror movie now with A24.
Oh.
Which should be really good. Dwayne Johnson, A24. What is this one? This one's... Oh, well, A24 is doing The Smashing Machine, but now he has this other one called... It's a psychological thriller called Breakthrough, and it is about a motivational guru who manipulates his followers. So he's like one of those social media gurus who like tells you to inspire your life, but now he's manipulating his followers, which is kind of on point with The Rock. Like, he has the capability and followers to do that. So I think
absolutely.
That one's gonna be cool. That one's gonna be really
I
cool.
like that. Dude, A24, man. I just love what they're doing. So,
my favorite, and this is a curveball, because I didn't list him, but Roddy Piper, and They Live.
Yep.
That was like a very early on, like, hey, these guys can actually act, and they could take their acting to film, and it was a B movie. It was a fantastic B movie. Coined one of the best lines in video game history. And it all came from Roddy Piper. And that fight scene was a real fight scene, wasn't it? Didn't they actually beat each other up in that alleyway?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever heard that, but I mean, it makes sense. Did you know that he tried to be a stand-up comic?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay, that's one career path professional wrestler should not go down, is being a stand-up comic. Because The Undertaker's trying to do that with like a live touring show and be funny with it, and that just doesn't sound cool. Like, I want my Undertaker to be mean and menacing, not like trying to be funny.
That's true, but it's like kind of like behind the ring, you know? Like I could see. I don't know if you need to be funny, but dude, I would totally be down to just to be, listen to that guy's stories, right? Like, he needs to start a podcast. That's what he needs to do.
Yes, he does. We should produce it with him.
We should. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I agree. They Live is phenomenal. Like, I have been, and we might have to do like a whole like wrestling episode, Ryan, because of the fact that like I've been like, for whatever reason, like I really liked The Marine, dude. That was a really good movie, and like there's a lot of other WWE produced movies that are actually, that are really good, and I think we should do that. I think we should do a standalone episode about that.
I like that idea. There's a big list of them. There's a big list. When did they stop making movies? Oh, they haven't. They're still making them.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. Rumble with Paramount Plus. I love it.
Let's get on it.
Great talk. I love it. All right, Peter. I love
move on.
the trailers that are this week.
I kept
Mostly
it-
one.
There's more. I will say there's more to come. Like, because we took a little hiatus, but I'm keeping it simple, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
Movies and beyond.
Trailers.
We got some trailers. We got some of our favorite actors in there. Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari.
Yeah. Seth Rogen and Keanu Reeves and Elijah Woods and Peter Dinklage.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which let's just start right there, because we already talked about it. This is just, dude, anytime I'm getting any new footage for the Toxic Avenger movie, I guess remake, it's like, I just love it. And so I had to like share it every single time. And so there was like a new teaser trailer, which again, you don't see much. The only thing that's like really new is that you get to see Elijah Wood, and you actually get to hear him talk a little bit, which he really reminds me of the Penguin. Yeah.
He's very much a penguin.
Yeah.
I like that this movie follows, so far it follows different plot points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hardcore emo band. And this trailer is broken down in 3 or 4 different types of trailers. So like, if it's giving away anything, it's not anything that's telling a story. It's just giving you pieces of like, this is where this movie is gonna go and get ready for it. You know, like, but each one ends with Toxie just fucking shit up.
Yeah. Like, so this newest trailer, like, which is really kind of interesting. Like I didn't see this coming, but they were like at like a, I don't know, music festival, some type of music event, and they have this I think the Killer Nuts is what they're called. It's kind of like an Insane Clown Posse feel, and it almost seems like Elijah Wood is like their manager, something. I don't know. But again, this is what it's so great. I love seeing it. I love talking about it because of the fact that I really don't know what's going on. You know, like you described it, like it's just kind of some new stuff, but you just see bits and pieces, and how it's all gonna, come together remains to be seen. You just know somehow this is part of the movie, and I think it's gonna work perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
so
I think it's going to tie in really well. One key piece in this trailer is they show you that they don't show you how he becomes Toxie, but there's something alluding to why he becomes Toxie, which should flesh out in the movie. You know how, and they didn't even say like what was actually wrong. It's just that he just had a medical condition, and insurance screwed him over. And
yeah,
Kevin Bacon is being Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon is a really good bad guy.
yes, he is.
That was going to be your question on your initial question. That was quick, but
We'll save that for later.
Kevin Bacon is a sneaky good bad guy.
I agree, dude. Hollow Man, ooh,
X-Men,
yeah, ooh.
Black Phone.
Good one.
Yeah.
Black Phone.
Oh wait, that's Ethan Hawke.
Yes,
They look the same.
it was close.
Tie that in, Black Hawk. Jesus. Black Phone 2 released a poster
And a trailer.
and a trailer. We'll save that for the next episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
From here, I really don't have much to say about this, but I put here Good Fortune. This is directed by Aziz Ansari, starring him and Seth Rogen and Keanu Reeves as an angel, which looks really cool.
Okay.
I'm curious. I couldn't not find this. I tried Googling this. If this was the movie that got shut down due to Bill Murray doing something inappropriate with Lucy Liu or something like that.
Is Lucy Liu in this?
I think so. So that's why I feel like this is the movie. I don't know. I like the premise. It's all about like Keanu Reeves plays Gabriel the angel, and he's just, I guess he's bored and he wants to help like a person. I don't really know who's that's going to be. But it looks pretty entertaining. So I'm in.
You know what I like about this? At first, when I saw that Keanu Reeves was an angel, I thought the lake house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute, he's never really an angel. He's usually more like a devil, like the devil's advocate. But he wasn't the devil. He was
A lawyer.
Sleeping with the devil's daughter or something like that. And then Constantine, where he fights demonic angels.
Yeah. But this is a comedy, and he's a good angel.
Peter, the movie you were thinking about was fucking Charlie's Angels.
No. Oh.
With
Okay, yes.
Lucy Liu and Bill Murray.
But there was a movie that got shut down that Aziz Ansari or whatever was going to direct that Bill Murray was in, and I don't know what that was.
Being Mortal?
I mean, I was never... Oh, yeah. Being Mortal was shut down in 2022 due to complaint about Bill Murray allegedly inappropriate behavior. So, I don't know what Being Mortal was going to be about or anything like that. But now this is his new directorial debut, is Good Fortune, which I don't know if this is totally brand new or some rewrite of Being Mortal. I have no idea what Being Mortal was supposed to be about. So, kind of interesting.
Sounds like all he did was he started kissing her and straddling her. Don't you do that in movies?
Oh, you gotta ask for consent. We know this, Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Next one, Pete Davidson horror movie Home. I like that. It didn't tell me too much, but it looks pretty gruesome. And I like this direction Pete Davidson's going in. He's lasering his tattoos off. He's been kind of normalizing himself a little bit. He's got some color on his skin. His eyes aren't that dark. And he's doing horror movies.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I would watch this.
Interesting twist.
There was a point in Pete Davidson's career where I was like, I don't want to watch his movies because he's in it.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't like him. But I like him now. He's fine. He's totally redeemed himself.
I don't know what he did, but I agree with you. Like, you know what's funny is like I had a little issue with Pete Davidson at a certain point as well. And it was more like I tried watching like his like Netflix special. I'm like, this isn't funny. But then my wife loves him, and we went and saw it, like him live. Dude, fucking hilarious. So, I don't know.
That's one of my... knock this for a recommendation. Go to a comedy show with one of your friends, your partner, and then you really get to understand their humor. Like, honestly, Peter, I think the Daniel Tosh comedy show that you and I went to, like, broke the ice for us because we didn't really hang out that much, and like, dude, that was a day because that was like you and Nikki were fighting back in the day. Not to get into any history, but I was just sitting there like uncomfortable, and then we were laughing, and then Daniel Tosh says some Mormon joke, and then you're just like, that's not how it is, and I was like, oh, is that supposed to be funny? Because it was pretty funny.
I mean, I still laughed, but I was like, that's not true.
And then, you know, that barrier between what was going on had you and I hanging out, And
That's true.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
you know.
Daniel Tosh brought us together.
I like it. Daniel Tosh is the reason this podcast exists.
Oh man,
Could have been Aaron.
Yeah, it could have been. That's so funny. Because right, you. Who else was there with us?
I think it was Little Nicky.
Okay,
I think it was like, yeah.
And Nikki and I sat on the far end. Oh man, good times.
That was so
yeah. And our last trailer, which I just ran across this, like, dude, there's so many of these. What do you call them? These like book characters, you know, like now that they're in the public domain that anyone can use them. There's now just a standalone Piglet movie.
EDH films, public domain horror films.
Is that what it is?
No, that's what I just said.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
PDH. So this has no connection to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's not part of that universe, even though it really looks like it.
It looks just like that one. That Piglet. Okay.
It's not. This is standalone.
Kind of like the two Popeye movies that are completely different.
Exactly like that.
Okay.
It looks pretty much the same. Kind of the same premise where people go to like a house to have some fun, and Piglet shows up and starts killing everyone. Which leaves me like, Ryan, is there like a I guess cartoon character that was a wholesome cartoon character that you grew up with that you just want to see made into a horror film?
I don't know if I want to say it because it's going to happen soon.
Like it's already being made?
No, I mean, the movie studios take our ideas. Like that Predator TV show. I was watching that the other day, and I was just stewing because I was like, motherfuckers. Wholesome cartoon character into a horror film. I don't know if I really watch wholesome. Sonic. He was wholesome to me. That was like my kind of like kid show that I watched, because like I watch cool shit, and Sonic was like the most wholesome. Sonic would be a cool horror character.
Dude, yeah, he would be.
Ooh, Darkwing Duck.
Oh, that. I mean, just
Let's
how
get dangerous.
That's right. It's just Howard the Duck. Like, do you do that type of?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Full bodysuit midget Darkwing Duck just killing people with his big purple hat.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't even think about this, but I think we made a great segue to our news.
Oh my god!
I love it though. That was good. Hit the news.
It did.
News.
News, Peter. News.
Before I'm trying to confirm this, but I'm pretty per sure.
I'm for sure as well.
Yes, I'm pretty per sure this is correct. But one of the sad things we missed, that happened a couple weeks ago actually. Ed Gale. Are you familiar with Ed Gale? Like, even if you're not with the name, you are familiar with this guy.
No.
Okay. Ed Gale has passed, sadly.
It was Howard the Duck.
Yes. So he was a little person getting down. Dude, he did Chucky, right? When they needed him like to run around. Dude, Ed Gale, I'm looking at his filmography, dude. He was in so many good things that we have watched. Spaceballs, Friday the 13th, the series apparently. Maybe not that one. Okay. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He was stationed? Oh, shit. He was stationed at Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. That's awesome. I like this. Mom and Dad Saved the World. I grew up on that. Baywatch. He made an appearance on Baywatch. Dude,
in the Jungle Book, the '94 Jungle Book. He was Baby Baloo.
So when they needed a little person to be like in costume, man, this was the guy. And sadly he has passed. When did he pass? Let me scroll up here. We already know it's 2025 May.
In a show called Norm.
Did it? Yeah. May 27th, man, he passed. But, like, dude, like, you look at this, man, and he was in so many things, dude. Like, I mean, we all, like, know who this guy was without knowing him. And the fact that you just brought up Howard the Duck, where I kind of brought it up, it's just crazy, dude. Like, this guy was just everywhere, like, you know, just so much work for being a little person, which, yeah.
I've been going down a rabbit hole on YouTube about practical effects because I'll get into it in my movie later, but a lot of it is regarding the Ninja Turtles movie, but there was a really good YouTube video I watched that said that Howard the Duck was one of the reasons why Ninja Turtles almost didn't get made, because studios were afraid to do something so live action because how bad Howard the Duck failed. However, the technology that they developed for those in-suit performers are what helped Ninja Turtles like exceed. Dude, we could do a whole episode on the behind the scenes of Ninja Turtles, because that movie literally was not supposed to get made. Like, it was because one of the producers' kids was a huge fan, and they're like, well, whatever my kid wants, I guess we'll make it.
Yeah.
Good on you, kid. Whoever the fuck you are, you basically changed like cinematic universe for my life.
Good on that producer.
His name's probably Ryan, dude.
Probably.
I'm gonna get into Ryan's later on.
Oh man, but yeah, dude, they just have no idea what they actually have there, you know. So, but yeah, Ed Gill, dude, you shaped a lot of people's childhoods, and you went on and did a lot of things, and so you'll be missed.
Holy video game news.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's really the stuff that I thought was kind of interesting. But this is good news, Ryan. Mortal Kombat 2, which I'm waiting for the trailer.
Yep.
They've done some test screenings already. No trailer, but there's test screenings.
So movie's done. Okay.
Yeah, and they're saying that people are reacting like they did in Avengers Endgame, you know, like probably like the very end with like Captain America grabbing the stupid hammer thing that I can't pronounce. Major. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Which has me...
I'm glad you can't pronounce it either.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Mosner?
Major? Because there's like... When you read it, it makes no sense. And then you hear it, you're like, but where's the J? You know? Yeah. So, Munir?
Yeah, we'll get it one day.
Yeah.
If we care. Fuck you, Thor.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 2, I think that's coming out this October. No trailer yet, but they got test screenings, and they're going good. So, very happy to hear about that. I loved what they've done with this new reincarnation of Mortal Kombat, so can't wait for the second one. Other news, which I don't even think I knew about this, but they're making another...
I gotta say something about Mortal Kombat.
Oh, sorry.
This is it's very interesting. It's doing really well. Two things. People on Twitter right now, on my wrestling Twitter, they're like, "Oh, it has fatalities. Must be a good movie. Where's the story?" Shut the fuck up. It's Mortal Kombat. Like, the point of Mortal Kombat, like, if people are reacting this way to fatalities, they're giving the people what they want. I don't want purple skies and time traveling dimensional balls. I want to see fatalities, and I want to see stories that tie to fatalities. And that means that they're doing that. Also, I'm glad that we didn't really go into this because it's a whole nother podcast, but did you hear that Warner Brothers is splitting up again? They're splitting up their game division, their sports division. Like, one part's getting the movies, and this other part's getting all the live TV. That's bad news for Mortal Kombat. So this movie better not get canceled because Warner Brothers is inept and they can't make shit happen. I don't think that'll be damaged at all, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just my piece on Mortal Kombat 2. And fuck you guys on the internet saying the internet or the fatalities are because we're brainless people. Yes, I want enjoyment out of my movies sometimes. I don't need...
Well, when you think about Mortal Kombat, it's like it's one of those things, right? Like when you think about the video game, it's all about the fatalities. Like those are so much fun.
Nobody was looking at like, oh my gosh, these are real human sprites. No, they were like, you can cut someone's head off and throw them into a pit? Yeah.
Yeah.
It changed video games because it created a rating system for them. Like, it surpassed every fighting game that was being made. Like, everybody had to put on pause and be like, we don't know what to do. Because Mortal Kombat came out and just destroyed... Mortal Kombat was our early generation's Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd see that.
And what story would happen between Mortal Kombat 1 and 3? I don't know. I didn't care. It was only till now I was like, oh, there's a story? Oh, okay. Oh, they rebooted it 5 times? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay, the movie version of Mortal Kombat though, let's just talk about the new one. Like, dude, like they just totally changed it, right? Like they made like, hey, let's just take some characters, throw them in. And to be honest, like I think this is a great thing about this type of franchise is the fact that you can do this, right? I don't really care if it's consistent with what's in the video game. Like, dude, the video game is really badass because the fatalities, which you do kind of want to see in screen. And, like, obviously you don't need to make it all, like, corny and be like, fatality, right? Just do a really cool death. That's all we want to see, right? That's a fatality. So, take out these people in a really cool way. That's all we want to see on the screen. Like, I mean, obviously, and good action. So, the fact that they're cheering like this, super stoked. I can only hope they bring this into the next movie we're about to talk about, or next piece of news about a upcoming film that I don't think I knew about this. Were you aware that they're making a Street Fighter movie? A new one?
Not until the shit tip talking on wrestling Twitter told me that Roman Reigns could play Akuma.
Yep.
And they have Jason Momoa. How do you get the two dudes that look exactly alike to be in a movie together?
Oh, man, I know. So apparently they are just in talks, but I think it makes a lot of sense that they're a part of this. But they are moving forward with the Street Fighter movie. Okay. And like you said, going full circle with the whole wrestling, yes, Roman Reigns is in talks. Jason Momoa is in talks. There's an Andrew Koje, maybe, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and Noah Centineo. Again, I'm not really sure.
Those guys aren't wrestling names.
Again, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
Even Jason Momoa is a cool wrestling name.
That is cool. That is good. So the fact that they're trying to make another movie or a new movie is really good. And I think they got to take a chapter from Mortal Kombat, man. Like, do you have to go all in on this? And I think you got to go graphic, right? Mortal Kombat was rated R, correct?
Yeah. And
the new one is going to be like, dude, like that's what you got to be. Like, you are, you want the crowd, us, right? We're adults now.
Yeah.
We need to be very much entertained, and I don't think PG-13 is going to cut it, so you need to make it R. So if they go down that route, I think it'll be very well received, just like Mortal Kombat was, and you'll get a sequel, unlike the first time.
First and second time. First time had Jean-Claude Van Damme, which was a pile of shit. That's a rabbit hole that we can go down too. I went down that one with Street Fighter. Oh my god. You got Damian Ciampa. You got Kylie Minogue. That was the first one. Raul Julia. and then a lot of other people. But then if you go to the second Street Fighter movie called The Legend of Chun-Li, it had Kristen Kierick, Chris Klein,
Yep.
Michael Clark Duncan, good cast there. Robin Shu, Liu Kang was in it. And that's all I got. They got some cool names. Taboo from Black Eyed Peas was Vega. That's right. That movie just had terrible casting.
Dude, I think that was extremely low budget.
Even lower than the first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oof.
But you know what's so crazy though is, like, did you ever watch those like YouTube shorts that they did of Street Fighter?
Yeah, I was just pulling it up right here. What was it? Resurrection.
Yeah. Those are really good.
That was really good. That was fantastic.
I think that's kind of where they learn that, like, oh yeah, we can make Mortal Kombat work again. You know, like I think they kind of paved the way in a sense, like these shorts, because I think there's even one with potentially Mortal Kombat. Like, dude, there's so many fan made ones too that they've done a really good job.
Guess who bought Machinima, whatever it's called, the studio behind these web ones? Guess who bought them?
Saban.
No,
WWE.
that would have been those two would have been a blessing. Guess who bought them and ruined them? I guess I should say.
Yes. Who?
Warner Brothers.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there. Fuck you, Warner Brothers. Moving on.
We'll see.
Fucking assholes. Looney Tunes and shit.
The only other thing I had was just Twisted Metal Season 2 is finally going to be released.
See, that's not Warner Brothers.
Nope.
That was actually really good.
Yep. And I can't wait for the second season, which I guess they just released like 2 minutes of footage for it, which I have not watched yet. Like, I'm like debating about watching or not because it's going to be released July 31st on Peacock. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, maybe I can just wait till then. I don't need to watch this, but I am really excited. Like, dude, the first season was so much fun, and now we're actually going to get into the competition of Twisted Metal, which, like, even right now, I'm like, man, I kind of want to go play the game. Like, even when I watched the series back then, I wanted to play the game, and I want to play the game again.
Peter, I think this is a prologue to our wrestling episode because, what's his name? Candy Face?
Oh, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
Candy Face.
I was close.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So
I was never going to make a B-movie version of it.
Candy Face.
Us.
Sweet Tooth with Candy Face.
Jeez, we should make a horror movie with a pro wrestler named Candy Face. By the way, Samoa Joe is a pro wrestler, and he's the one who is Sweet Tooth.
Makes sense.
It's all coming together.
Yep, absolutely is. So, can't wait for that. And that's all the news I got for you.
Oh my gosh, we went through that in good timing. So, it's time for reviews.
Let's do it.
Boom. I got a nose hair bugging me.
Reviews.
Let's review what we do on the podcast.
That's right. Ryan, what do you got for us? Why don't you take it away?
I saw a movie in the theater.
Nice.
It's called Final Destination Bloodlines.
I really want to see this, but I don't know if I need to go see it in the theater.
Let me save you. You do not need to see it in the movie theater.
Okay.
But it is a fun one to watch.
I'm glad to hear that.
There you go. Wait, was that my phone making that buzzing noise? Okay. Perfectly fine movie. It encompassed everything that you needed to know. Like, There was random deaths caused by weird circumstances. Brought a little into a story. Tied into the name Bloodlines. Tony Todd was in it. That's all. I'm not going to tell you any more of the story.
Okay.
Except for, do you know any of the lore of Final Destination, of like why death is chasing them and whatnot? Is that something that we could talk about in this podcast?
Yeah, I mean, isn't it the point of all of them is that they basically cheated death, and now they're trying to come back because they got to collect, right? You cannot escape death. It has to, like, take someone else, or take you, or take someone else, I think.
Okay. I'm going to kind of spoil it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think death, like, because in the movie, death was nothing. Like, it was just the events that happened. I think this movie put death into a form. And when you watch it, pay attention to the penny. That's all I gotta say. Like, I feel like this penny was what was, like, whoever had this penny, because they showed it throughout the times and generation, what happened, like, in these circumstances. But this penny was, whoever it was around, or however it caused, shit happened. So just pay attention to the penny. I don't think death is just, like, this big ambiguous thing. I think that they're kind of alluding it to being this, like, kind of possessed form thing. But this is where I have a problem with this movie. Deaths happen, you know, and they start figuring out. The main character, the granddaughter of the lady, and I don't care to look up names right now because it's a bunch of no-name actors. But she, while there's a death and they're, like, mourning the death of this person who was just killed by death, based off one of the trailers, it was the backyard party scene. I won't tell you what happens, but dude, like, she has this old relic of, like, all these scenarios, and she put up, like, a police board on the living room wall and invited everybody over, like, a day or so, and was like, guys, I figured out this entire plan and how these happen and what we need to look out for, and everybody needs to watch out. She did this while they were at a funeral, and dude, like, this amount of work that she put together would have taken months, but it was just all there. And then, you know, if I saw a family member do that, I would have been like, what the fuck are you wasting your time on? But everybody's just like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So that's one of my biggest gripes. The death scenes were cool, but my other problem is, dude, I hate that movies are so ruined by CGI. I feel like movies with gore and death have their biggest impact when it's a practical effect and not a CGI death.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my biggest downfall of this movie. Is a lot of the death scenes there were some practical effects, but they were just kind of overlaid with some CGI.
Yeah.
And it took me out of the movie. If they were consistent with this practical effect deaths, I would have enjoyed it more. But when we started getting these elaborate, like, Fast and Furious CGI scenes of death, I was just kind of like, okay, next.
I mean, isn't that kind of always the issue now with these newer movies? Is so much CGI blood, and
CGI has gotten worse.
It just depends on who you're hiring and how much time and how much money you put into it. Like, there's some still really good CGI, I think, out there, but there's also, you're right, like, some really bad stuff.
Like, Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones, like, that was one of the best CGI characters I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. Jurassic Park in 1993 had some of the best CGI I've ever seen in my life.
And that's because they did mixture, which,
right.
Again, I think that they... How did we not learn that when you add the puppet / splice it in with CGI, like, that's the best way to go, right? You got to have some real with the CGI. Like, if you can't do that and you're just trying to do all CGI, it just does not work very well.
That's why I get lost in comic movies sometimes, because when you obviously see a scene and it's CGI, you're just like, I'm not there, you know? I'm not there, so...
Yeah. It just depends, dude. Like when they do like a blue screen thing, you know, or green screen, like, and they just superimpose like the background, like, I'm usually okay with that. It's when they actually start like... Well, either your fully CGI character is nuts. You know, CGI blood. I'm on the... I don't know. I'm on the fence because, like, dude, when you think about Rambo, think about how much CGI blood that there was in that movie.
But it was kind of good.
It was, and it just also, like, it made it a lot of fun because, like, there's so much blood that it's just too much to, like, put into the film, right? Like, you would just have buckets of blood and people would just have so many squibs on them, just bursting blood. Like, dude, like, oh man,
that would have been a blast to film that scene.
It would have been. You're right, but like, you cannot do. The takes are so much harder, right? Like CGI it gives a certain amount of ease. So like, I understand why it's there.
CGI artists, but movie producers, CGI is lazy.
Sure.
Feed our imagination.
Yeah.
That being said, Google's new AI video processor, have you seen some of the clips coming from that?
No.
It's fucking terrifying how real it is. Dude, you could literally put a prompt that says, put a girl screaming, fearing for her life in a shaky camera, and have her explain that she is artificial intelligence and she is afraid of the next prompt coming up. And it looks like real cam footage.
Wow.
It doesn't look like... Sergio sent one about the stormtroopers today in our Instagram group chat. Watch that one.
Yeah.
I know they're stormtroopers. That's not difficult, but they look like human beings.
And there's no like weird shit because, like, dude, there's so many like CGI like or AI developed like reels out there. I think I search a lot of sea creatures, and so I get a lot of shark stuff. And like, there's constantly like, oh, look at this person's like petting a shark, and then like, but you see like the weird, like the mouth doesn't move right, you know, like
not
it's
anymore,
just,
dude. It's
you're
here.
saying they're beyond that, right? Like you cannot tell the difference.
I will send you some prompts after this episode, and you are going to be blown away.
Oh man,
it's crazy.
This is the scary shit. Which I forgot to bring this up, but have you heard about these AI models where like they've like told the AI model like, hey, we're gonna shut you down, and they decided to like, all right, I'm gonna rewrite my code so you can't shut me down. I'm going to blackmail the person that created me. I'm like, it's nuts. If you do not put limits on this AI, it is scary of the possibilities that it can become.
Peter, we are 4 years away from Judgment Day.
Oh, shit, man. 4 years? That's it?
4 years, dude. We are in the time.
Man.
Anyway, Final Destination Bloodlines was just okay. CGI ruined a lot of the death scenes, and did it add to the story? Cool. And I thought Tony Todd had more of an involvement, but his send-off was very fantastic. So
nice.
It was very fitting. So if you're a fan, love it, enjoy it, watch the next one. If you're on the fence, it should be on VOD soon, so watch it at home.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to check to see if it was out there I could watch digitally, but I don't think it is quite yet, but I'm sure very, very, very soon.
You know what's on Prime now?
Accountant 2?
Yep.
Yeah, I have not had time to watch it, but I plan to. Cannot wait. I just gotta say, fuck you, Amazon Prime, because I saw that The Accountant 2, I'm like, oh, yes, sweet. And then they did another, like, trailer saying, like, Sinners is coming. I'm like, what? Sinners is coming to Amazon Prime? In a sense.
You gotta get Showtime or something, right?
Well, no. Like, you gotta pay $20 to rent it, $30 to own it, right? And I was like, yeah. Accountant 2 is actually on Amazon Prime as part of the subscription, and I love it, and I cannot wait to watch it. Just need to find some time. But I thought they did the same thing on Sinners, which was like, man, this is gonna be a phenomenal week. But no, Amazon Prime, you just lied to me. You lied to me with your trailers.
Fuck you, Prime.
Yeah. So, I will watch Final Destination's Bloodlines. I am excited. I've heard a lot about that Tony Todd scene and just how, like, I almost feel like I think I heard that it was kind of like unscripted and that he just did that, which I cannot wait to watch it because I hear it's amazing and, like he just said, like a great send off for him. So cannot wait to watch that. I watched another horror film. Came out earlier this year. I missed it in theaters because I don't really go out that much.
Right.
But I watched Heart Eyes because it is on Netflix currently.
Ooh.
And it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Best way to describe this movie is it's like a romantic movie caught in a horror film. So
it's one of those trap movies, like if you're dating a girl and she's like, hey, it's a zombie movie, but it ends up being a Romeo and Juliet movie.
Yeah, but it was kind of like almost like the opposite, though, where like, no, never mind. You nailed it. It was, hey, this is like a horror film, but yeah, there's the romantic movie in it. Like, it's kind of weird. But I will say, like, I think they knew that this was the idea behind it, and they played to all those tropes, right? So, but I think they played too much into it, where in my opinion, it was kind of like a little bit slow, right? They had to build up this whole like, love story and everything, and like why it's, why she's the way that she is, and why it's not going to work for her to like fall in love with this guy that, like, right, because she doesn't want to fall in love, yada yada yada, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like there's this serial killer, Heart Eyes, which I gotta say that I think the first thing off is the mask for this guy. Like, he has heart eyes.
He kind of looks like an EDM DJ.
Yes, exactly. Not that like scary looking.
Yeah.
But this guy, so it starts off, this guy is he's been doing this every single year on Valentine's Day. He just goes and like kills a whole bunch of people, kills couples, right? That's his gimmick. He has his heart eyes mask and everything, and he does this just from like city to city to city. Every single year is someone else, and so like that was the intro, was like, where's Heart Eyes gonna strike next, right? I believe they are in Seattle for this movie, and it starts off typical horror movie, right? He kills somebody and sets the tone for the movie, but then it just kind of it lulls for a little bit because they're setting up the romantic side of things, and then all of a sudden, then the Heart Eyes pops back into it, and it gets a little bit more exciting, and then it turns into just like a straight up like chase, Heart Eyes chasing this couple, and them just saying like, we're not a couple, right? That's kind of the joke of the movie. They had some twists and turns. I don't know if they're really good or not. And I think, again, you kind of get into the whole CGI-ness of this, where you're like, I wish it could have been more practical. But I will say, the kills that were in this movie, some of them are pretty brutal. They didn't hold back. I just felt they were kind of few and far between. I thought they could have done a lot more with it.
Sounds like we watched two disappointing horror movies.
Kind of, but I don't like. I still enjoyed it, Ryan. I don't want to say like it's not worth watching.
I recommended Final Destination, you know?
Yeah, like I definitely recommend it. It's just I was expecting more. Just like I think you were expecting more from Bold Lines. Like I was expecting more for Hot Eyes, and so it was a little bit of a disappointment. Still good. Still very entertaining.
But not good enough.
Yeah, I just, is it going to get a sequel? I don't know. I don't think Heart Eyes is going to get a sequel, even though like I think it's a movie that can totally get a sequel.
I mean, if Megan could get a sequel, then Heart Eyes should.
Oh, dude, I gotta say, I love the new trailer for Megan and the whole idea what they're throwing out there for the sequel, because talk about just like going into just how like absurd this whole thing is. Like the new Megan movie is totally going 110% into that absurdity, and I honestly I cannot wait. Again, probably won't go rush out to the movie theaters, but I will watch that on VOD as soon as it comes available.
Megan is the tween version of Child's Play.
Yep, absolutely. So, but Heart Eyes is on Netflix. There's no reason for you not to go and watch it. I do recommend it. Just, I think, lower your expectations a little bit. I think that's like kind of the moral of both our stories for today's reviews.
Peter, we need new sound clips. We need lowered expectations from Mad TV.
I like it.
Need totally redeemed himself. I don't know where that's from. I got to figure that out. And then I had another one. We got to re-listen. Ready for recommendations?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Yes! Oh! Oh, God. Oh. I'll have what she's having.
Nice.
It's time. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. That one was in my head. I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah.
Peter, you go first.
All right. I'm going to keep this very simple. I think I mentioned this before about Devil May Cry when we were talking about video games in previous episodes, but I watched it. I watched the, I guess, anime on Netflix right now. Devil May Cry. I was like, all right, I gotta see what this is all about. And dude, I got like hooked like pretty much instantly.
Cool.
And they're only half an hour episodes, and so I blitzed through it yes, dude. I loved it. I hope they make it a second season. I love the style of it, the music that they brought in it.
Limp Bizkit.
Okay, not so much that part. But
you don't like Limp Bizkit, huh?
I do not like Limp Bizkit. And I was going to say, that was the one thing I did not like, because the intro's Limp Bizkit, but like there's a lot of other music throughout the series that's not Limp Bizkit's. And
Limp Bizkit's making a comeback.
I hear that. But so Devil May Cry on Netflix, the anime series, fantastic. Highly recommend it if you ever played the video game. If you didn't, you don't have to have played the video game. It is fun. So that's my recommendation.
Perfect. Peter, this is the newest best thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yes.
You see the notes, and I'm just gonna present it, and I'm gonna talk about it. Let's present a screen, and we're gonna allow, and we're gonna go over here, and I'm just going over here. As you can see on here, I typed in Ryan Meetup. That may sound kind of weird. It might sound like some weird dating app. Dude, I should make a Ryan-specific dating app for women who want to date Ryans.
I'm just laughing because the first thing that you went to this website, it says, "Welcome to the Ryan Meetup. I certify my name is not Brian or Brian."
Ryans hate Bryans. If you go to Ryan Meetup on Instagram, no Bryans allowed. So I had to send him a message, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, my alter ego is Brian. So what happens
is this
if
okay?
I have? Yeah, is this okay?" So I learned about this big Ryan meetup. It says Denver Ryan's asked. We answered. We'll see you there for a doubleheader. RSVP today. Literally, there is a Ryan meetup at Coors Field. Wait, what's this one? Oh, that's not Coors Field. Dude, I gotta go to this one. That's on Friday. My parents are coming into town. I have to pick them up. I might have to tell them that my brother's getting them.
I gotta do a Ryan's meetup.
I gotta go meet other Ryans. And apparently we're trying to get hundreds of Ryans. But dude, it's making like national news. Like on sports networks, they were talking about this Ryan meetup. The Rockies have 2 guys named Ryan. They're probably gonna kick Chris Bryant out. You know, screw him. There's T-shirts. There's friends. Look at these questions. Why are you doing this? Because we want to meet other people named Ryan. Why no Bryans? Bryans are just B-list Ryans. Who founded the group? Ryan. Can I join if my middle name is Ryan? Yes, but you'll have to provide references to prove that you go by Ryan. Can I join if my last name is Ryan? Well, if your first name is also Ryan.
So you had to be first name Ryan.
Is your name Ryan, Ryan, or something else phonetically spelled still Ryan? You're welcome to join the Ryan meetup.
Wow.
Do most Ryans attend events alone? Most of our Ryans come solo. Not everyone has another Ryan in their life to bring along yet. When will the next meetup be? Brittany's question to me was, will Ryan's Brittany's available? Can they come? And I was like, probably not. Your name's not Ryan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, Aviation Gin, Homage. These are all people who have businesses, but I didn't know Homage was owned by a Ryan. That's me.
That's you, Ryan. That is you.
There's merch for me.
Oh,
you know?
Shit.
Colorado Ryan meetup. Yes.
How the hell did this happen?
Rye or die. Ryan's friends. Look, all the different Ryans. I need all these shirts. Look, I need to get Brittany that shirt. I love Rye. Dude, she's totally gonna get that shirt.
Wow.
Hands down. No Brian's allowed.
Okay. So I need that, and probably all our friends need that, so that you don't get too drunk and unleash Brian.
Oh, I'm over the moon in this, dude. I'm so happy that there's a Ryan meetup, and it's gotten traction.
Dude, this is nuts.
Ryan.
I know Ryan did this, but like, it's so crazy that like, why is this the name? Like, why wasn't it Tom? You know, why wasn't it Peter? You know, why is it Ryan?
You know, I bet a Peter meetup would be successful, but like, you know,
it would get confusing. People like, what is this for? A Peter meetup?
They're trying to beat the largest same name gathering, first name only.
Wow.
And what was the name? Who?
That isn't a different country. That's not going to work.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that name, but Ryan is universal.
Wow.
So, hey, if you want to support this podcast, support Ryan's and support the big Ryan meetup on Coors Field on June 20th. So,
yeah, all
Ryans will be there, and you know, no Brian's allowed.
I hope you have fun, Ryan, because I'm not allowed to participate in that, not allowed to attend. So
I was at Jeremy's art show, and I was telling my friends about it. And 2 Brians walked up, and one was Fooey, and then this other guy's like, "My name's Brian." I was like, "Well, sucks to suck, because you can't come."
Just shh. Stop talking about the meetup, guys. Shh.
No Brians. And dude, you know, the best part is there's such animosity against Brians. What did Brians do? Everything wrong. That's what they did. They took our name and added a B. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, I hope you have a lot of fun, Ryan.
I'm gonna have a blast.
That's
it's gonna
fantastic.
be the best thing in the world. So.
You have to report back on that. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually have to, because I was supposed to pick up my parents that day. So I'm like, you know what? You guys gotta figure something out. So.
Yeah, there's Uber. Yeah. You know, they'll be fine.
I'm getting a toll-free work call right now. Should I take this on air or should I take it afterwards?
You can take it afterwards. I'm going to wrap it up. All Ryan, right. It's been fun.
Thanks, not Ryan.
Yes. It's so nice to know a Ryan. And I hope you do a Guinness World Record there at the Coors Field. And maybe the Rockies might win for you.
I don't give a shit.
It's all about the Ryans.
It's all about the Ryans.
So, all right, buddy. Until next time.
Peace out.
Peace out.
What was the other one? Big gulps, yeah?
Big gulps.
All right.
Peep you out.